Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Here I am on day 14. Well, actually today is day 15, but I'm doing this next vlog for the last 7 days, which were the last 14 days of the fast. So from when I last saw you, I was actually in a really bad place physically. I was really ill, as you might have seen, so for the first 7 days I was actually bedridden and pretty much couldn't move. I was laying down all day. If I tried to get up, I felt fatigued and tired and just sick and nauseous in the stomach, and that actually lasted for the first 8 days of the fast. So it wasn't until day 9 that I actually woke up and realized after like 10 minutes that, hey, I don't feel sick right now. So that was the highlight of the 2-week period. Probably was not feeling sick anymore. And yeah, so I started feeling good from day 9 onwards. So from day 9 to 14, pretty much I have felt the same just about every day. Like I've gotten up, I've been able to walk around town now and go around the pool and like explore, do some sightseeing. I think on day 10 I went to see some waterfalls around town, and there's like stairs going down and up obviously, so I actually did get quite tired going up and down the stairs, and the people I was with had to carry me. Not, entirely, but I needed some support getting up the stairs because I was so slow. But other than that, pretty much that's been the last 7 days. Have been fine. Like, I feel totally fine. I haven't been hungry. If I felt any sort of hunger, it was really just a need to drink some water, so maybe like a little feeling of emptiness, but even I haven't had the emptiness feeling in like 5 days now. So every day I feel totally fine, the same. On 12, I got a colon hydrotherapy treatment performed, so that was really good. And before that, on day 12, I had 4 bowel movements in the morning. I think because the day before I tried to do a salt flush, and then it must have all just come and hit me the next morning because, yeah, 4 bowel movements. And then I had the colon hydrotherapy, and then she, did some more work to the tummy and she got everything out pretty much, so I was completely flushed. And I was pretty tired after that, so I just went back to my hostel and chilled out for the rest of the night. But then after the therapy, actually, she gave me like a little turmeric tonic and like a little probiotic for my stomach as well, and a little teeny tiny, maybe like 5 mils of coconut oil. So that is all to rebuild the gut lining and to help give me some support again. She knew exactly as well that I was doing an extended water fast, and she said that it wouldn't interrupt anything, the nurse, and so yeah, that was totally fine. 13 or 14, one of them, I actually went to the Bali Spirit Festival in Ubud. So I wasn't the most like jumpy around crazy person, but I was definitely having a good time and I felt totally fine. The girl that I was with was eating in front of me and everything because the food was amazing, by the way. It's like not entirely a vegan festival, but it was just lots of vegan options, like vegan tuna. Amazing. So there was lots of beautiful food, and yes, it was really hard. I sort of just had to not look, although I did sort of torture myself. I looked at the food anyway because I just wanted to imagine. It's nice to sometimes just imagine that you're eating. It's enough to imagine. And just tell yourself, one more week, because I'm really grateful that the girl that I was with was just telling me like to keep on going, not be silly. Like it is only just one more week, so I'm really glad that I had that support with me as well. That's very vital. Vital to a fast is having people around you that support you, for sure. And then yesterday, day 14, I just walked about town all day and had a nice relaxing day with another friend, and yeah, that's about it really. So today's day 15. Today's been the same. I feel the same again. I have had, like in this last week, like this terrible rash on my back creep up, which I can try and show you. And my skin is slowly getting better, which I'll show you as well. So it's still bad and it still has quite a bit of work to do. Like a lot of people, when they're doing a fruit fast or a water fast, normally by day 14 their skin is like glowing and yay, my skin has never felt so good and rah rah rah. But I knew, because my skin was so bad to start off with, I'll show you a picture of how my skin was before. Because I knew my skin was so bad, I knew it wouldn't be like miraculous by day 14 and glowing and yay. I knew it was going to be a bit longer. So I do have, I guess, 6.5 more days now, 6 days. So every day my skin is improving on my face. So I do look forward to seeing my skin on day 21, 22. And my back, my skin on my back is maybe getting better. So like on my shoulders and like on my spine as well. Obviously I've been losing weight every day, but I can sort of show you my body, I guess. So yeah, in my body I feel much better, because I feel like I'm just how I was before, like before this past year where I started not eating well and not exercising anymore, and just not having my fit, active lifestyle that I had before. So in the last year I gained like 10 extra kilos than what I had initially. So now I feel so much more comfortable in my own skin. And I can tell just by looking at myself that I can recognize myself again, which is hard to explain unless, I guess, you've been through it yourself, when you've gained so much weight and then you look in the mirror and you don't really recognize yourself anymore. So that's where I was at before. And now that I'm in this fast again, I just feel so much better, just like comfortable in myself. I recognize myself. I'm confident, like just wearing whatever now again. Like before I used to be able to wear whatever I wanted and I felt comfortable, but then when I gained weight I just felt like nothing fit me and everything was pudgy and nothing looked good. That's literally how I felt. So now I'm just feeling so much more comfortable and happy, to be honest, with my body. So I am more intrigued as to see what's going to happen in the next week with my weight and with the composition of my body. So I will weigh myself obviously on the morning of day 22 and see the total changes in my body. So yeah, that's that. Now I can give you my very important and vital tips on how to endure a water fast. Okay, first tip for enduring a water fast would be to thoroughly prepare. You need to be organized. I've tried to wim it many times, and not wim it, but like I thought that I knew enough and I didn't. So with a couple of other water fasts that I did, I think my first 5-day water fast, I was at work. I used to work at a health store, and we did a zinc test, and it was day 2, and I thought, oh yeah, why not, I'll have a zinc test. That's when you like literally have a spoonful of zinc, or I can't remember, something like, I literally ate zinc in liquid form, and it made me sick for the next 3 days of the fast. And then also as well, because I wasn't prepared, I didn't think to just do a salt flush or do an enema or something like that to flush out the zinc that was just circulating in my body again and again and again. And I didn't have a bowel movement that time as well, so I had a terrible headache. I felt sick, very fatigued, terrible. If I had been more organized, I would have known that you should always do a salt flush throughout your fast every couple of days. So yeah, you need to be organized. You need to know what you're doing, because you don't know like what sort of toxins you have in your body. Well, you might, like if you know that you've had a lot of antibiotics in your lifetime, or a lot of needles in your lifetime, or you've taken lots of prescription pills from the doctors or something, then yeah, I guess you have an awareness of the more toxins you have in your body. But you know, if you're not prepared, then you're going to shock your body so hard that it's dealing with all of them all at once. So yeah, leading up to it slowly is something I advise. Like yeah, a 1-day fast or a 2-day fast, or doing some juice fast first, or some grape fast first, watermelon fast, whatever you like, to help ease the shock of just a water shock. Like keeping in mind, a water fast is pretty much the most extreme detox you can do. I guess, you know, people do dry fasting. I don't know anything about dry fasting, to be honest. It doesn't actually interest me. Obviously it's a step up above water fasting, but like I said, I don't know much about that. And in preparation, giving yourself the designated time and place for the fast. So I pretty much came to Bali because I knew I wanted to do this fast. I didn't see any in Australia that appealed to me. I saw some in Bali that appealed to me, like water fasting retreats, and they were just way too expensive for me. They were between 4,000 and 10,000, Australian dollars. It was just absurd, and I knew that I could do it myself, and I knew that I knew enough about it. I knew I'd been doing it for a few years, and I've researched enough, so I felt very comfortable facilitating the water fast on my own. So then all I knew I had to do was choose the place, choose the right comfortable environment, choose the amount of time, and then of course be committed to it, because you have chosen that time. You've planned it in your life, you've planned it in your calendar, maybe you've planned it around work, around your friends, social events, you've organized it. So once it's organized, you have no excuses in the middle of it as well. You can't say, oh, I have a birthday this week and I didn't know about it. Oopsie, I'll just break the fast this weekend. So yeah, you need to properly choose your location, your estimated amount of time for the fast, the place you're going to be. Is it going to be comfortable and relaxing? These things are important, and they help you with enduring the fast because you've organized. A second tip would be research. You need to do lots of research if you're going to facilitate this on your own. If you like, go to the doctor first, get some tests done, and see where your blood levels are at and stuff like that. Do your research, find professional water fasters that have their own retreats, or that are, medical, practitioners, and they know exactly what they're doing. Like, there's plenty of information out there to help you and for you to do your research. So don't go willy-nilly. You want to be doing this the best way possible, because think like you're doing this to help yourself, to heal yourself, maybe cure some things, get through some things, mentally or physically. You're doing this for you, so you want to do it the best way possible, okay? Also keep that in mind, that is, you've chosen to do this, and you are doing it for you. Okay, my third tip would be probably just don't go out for a while. Don't go out for a couple of days. I didn't. Stayed in my little room in my hostel, didn't have to see people eating, didn't have to see food. I was ill, so I was laying down every day. I avoided seeing food or being tempted, because the first week, I would say, is the hardest. I normally say it's the first 4 or 5 days, but because this one I felt sick the whole time, I felt like the whole first 7 or 8 days was hard. Because I was sick, I just kept thinking, oh, I just want to get over this. I'm bored of this. I'm bored of feeling sick. I'm over this. So I just wanted to get past it. And for that reason, I'm glad that I didn't go out and about and see food, because I don't know, maybe I might have been tempted to feel better and to just break it. So I'm glad that I restricted myself from seeing the food. If you're thinking about it, okay, maybe enjoy the thought, but don't allow it to progress. If I thought about food, I know myself, my own thoughts though. Like, if I think about food in one way is okay, and I'm just thinking about it, whatever. But then I know I can tell with myself, like, if I get this different sort of obsessed thought about food, then it won't go away, and it will just grow and grow and grow. And the only way for me to get rid of that compulsive thought in my head would be to eat something. So don't allow that thought to grow in the mind. And if it helps, don't look at Instagram. Don't watch, normal TV where there's commercials or whatever. Just don't look at food. And make sure your cupboards are empty and there's nothing that you will say, oh, but this is okay, right? Like, it's just like a high-fat food. It won't kick me out of ketosis. No, avoid the food. My fourth tip is actually, I found maybe the most helpful out of everything, and that was having motivational quotes on my phone ready to go. And like, I have a whole album on my phone of motivational quotes, of screenshots of quotes from Instagram or wherever I've seen them, and they're the ones that have really touched me and really gotten through to me and made me think properly. Like, I'm doing this because I want to, because I'm disciplined. Like, without discipline there is no growth. Those sort of things. Like, find inspirational quotes like that really channel through to you, and that will help you, and you know they remind you of what you're doing and what you really want and why you're doing this. Okay, so that's really going to help. Not also motivational videos, but not also motivational quotes, but motivational videos. And I don't just mean just like motivational speech videos, because they're really handy on YouTube as well. There's heaps out there. But the videos that motivated me were in the first week of the fast, because I was just in bed for so long. The videos that I would choose to remind me of while I was doing this would be fellow fasters. So again, just looking up some fellow fasters that they really give you helpful information. They say the things to you that you need to hear, like why you're doing this, what's going to happen. In the first week, I liked hearing things like what sort of things I was going to experience, and then looking forward to them and wanting to experience it for myself. So, some people feel super high energy and really elevated. So I was like, yes, I can't wait to feel that. I'm excited to feel that. So yeah, watching things that motivate you to keep on going and to stay on track. And just keep fasting, the thought of fasting in your mind. That really helps as well. The 5th tip would just be to, I guess, distract yourself. So because I wasn't feeling well, I chose purposely not to go out, to lay in bed, and I just didn't think about it, and I just watched, Friends on Netflix or anything on Netflix. I watched a lot of Netflix in the first week. So watching YouTube videos, watching Netflix, and because I wasn't well, I actually didn't even have the energy to read. I didn't even have the energy to do yoga or to meditate, which are great things to do while you're fasting, to really connect the mind and the body, to really connect the thoughts. They're obviously great things to do, but I just was so weak and sick that I didn't even have any energy to use my brain. So I just chose, the best option for me was to just sit there and just watch some show that I like, or a movie or something. So you do whatever you have to do. Like if you like going for a walk with your dogs, then you do that. So I'm in another country at the moment, so obviously I can't play with my dog at the moment. But once I was starting to feel better, I was able to go look around town and visit things around town, like the waterfalls and the rice paddies, and even just because I am in another country, it's just interesting just walking around the streets and stuff like that. So you do find that throughout the days, you sort of forget that you're not even eating really, because when you are eating, I guess you don't even, like when you're in a normal daily routine and you're eating, you don't really, it's not like you focus on it too much, but you eat, you go back to your activities, you eat, you go back to your activities. So when you're not eating, you just do the activities and then you just carry on. So, which maybe is a bit hard to explain, but I don't know, I just found myself feeling the day like normal, like just, I don't know, calling people on the phone and, going out and about. So it becomes normal in the end. So that is another thing to look forward to, that you'll just sort of not realize that you're not eating, and you'll just forget about it, and because it's just part of your every day at the moment. So yeah, tip number 6 is to definitely have support around you. So with this, friends were supporting me, just people that I met at the hostel were supporting me. They all find it quite interesting, actually. My dad has been really supportive. My dad is also an advocate of fasting, so he knows how good it is for you and stuff like that. So I was able to talk with my dad about it, and he was, able to give me the motivation and tips. So sometimes when I wasn't feeling too strong, I'd ring up my dad and say, Dad, I'm not feeling well, like I'm really thinking about food a lot, say something motivating, and he would, and then it would get me back on track. And just simply having family and friends that support what you're doing and know what you're doing makes you feel better too, because with other fasts, I knew that my mum, for instance, she doesn't know anything about fasting, so it's, the whole thing of it freaks her out, and she stresses out and just shuns it down pretty much. So this time I just chose not to tell her, because I didn't need the negative energy hanging over me. So you only want positive reinforcement, support and energy with you. If somebody isn't with you on it, then don't involve them. It's not a big deal. You're doing this for you, and you do what you have to do to help yourself and to heal yourself. So yeah, having support is really vital, I found, and I couldn't have done it without my friends and family that helped me. That's everything, guys. I hope this was helpful, and I hope you could hear me over the noise, sorry. But yeah, stay strong if you're doing your own fast, and I hope these tips helped you, because they definitely helped me. And yes, today's day 15. I will see you very soon in 1 week on day 21. Okay, thank you. Bye.